Alright gamers, listen up. If you thought turn-based RPGs were dead, think again. The last 10 years have been packed with some of the most flawless, mind-blowing RPGs you can play today. We're counting down the 10 turn-based games you absolutely can't miss, and trust me, you'll want to grab your controller for every single one. Before we jump in, hit that like button if you love RPGs, and subscribe for more top gaming lists that actually matter. Let's go! When you think of modern JRPGs, Persona 5 Royal immediately comes to mind. This isn't just a game, it's an experience. The style, the attitude, the soundtrack, it all hits like jazz on steroids. Even if you've never touched the Persona series, the 5th entry is the perfect intro. The story, totally gripping. The characters, memorable. And the combat, pure turn-based brilliance. You're balancing your life as a high school student with dungeon crawling, managing relationships, and executing flawless strategies in battle. Now, Persona 5 Royal isn't just the original game with some cosmetic upgrades. It adds a new palace, an extra character, and story enhancements that make it feel fresh, even if you've played before. Every turn in combat feels meaningful, every choice in life sim matters, and by the end, you'll remember this game long after the credits roll. Next up, Baldur's Gate 3. After years in early access, Larian Games delivered one of the most reactive RPGs ever. Seriously, this game isn't just about picking attacks, it's about positioning, timing, and making your party feel alive. Every encounter can go a dozen different ways depending on how you approach it. Spells interact with the environment, enemies adapt, and companions react to your choices in ways that feel completely organic. It's massive, but it never feels repetitive. The turn-based combat has depth that can make a simple skirmish feel like a grand tactical puzzle. And the story, as epic and engaging as you'd expect from one of the greatest RPG franchises of all time. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't just a game, you're crafting your own legend. Moving over to something a bit absurd. Like a dragon, Infinite Wealth flipped the Yakuza series on its head with turn-based combat, officially called the Live Command RPG system. Each character has a movement ring, letting you reposition every turn. That means you can flank enemies, set up tag team attacks, or just unleash totally ridiculous moves. And yes, you can smash a giant champagne bottle across someone's face, because why not? The game keeps the signature humor and chaos of the Yakuza series while giving turn-based combat real depth. It's fast, it's strategic, and it's insanely entertaining. This isn't a traditional JRPG, it's a perfect mix of wacky fun and clever gameplay. Finally, for this batch, Octopath Traveler 2. 8 stories, 8 characters, all weaving together in a beautifully crafted world that feels alive and consistent. The setting, a refreshing 19th century England vibe that moves away from standard medieval fantasy. Combat keeps the old school charm with attacks, spells, and items, but introduces new layers like boost and latent powers, synergize your team to pull off devastating combos, or manipulate enemies in clever ways. The reward here is depth. Once you get the hang of all the systems, every battle feels smart, challenging, and incredibly satisfying. It's a turn-based RPG for strategists, storytellers, and anyone who loves a game that respects your brain. Now, let's talk about Metaphor, ReFantazio, a game that takes turn-based combat and flips it with some seriously clever twists. Imagine a mix of a social sim and JRPG, but instead of high school life, you're in a medieval kingdom vying for the throne after the king gets assassinated. Yeah, stakes are high. Combat, brilliant. Each character has an archetype tied to specific skills, but here's the kicker. You can mix archetypes for insane combos, and if you want to skip low-level grind, there's optional real-time combat that keeps progression smooth without killing the pacing. The story and characters alone make this worth playing, but the battle system makes it deep, strategic, and endlessly replayable. It's turn-based done smart, fun, and modern, exactly what the genre needed. Brace yourself, because Darkest Dungeon is not messing around. This is a turn-based RPG that punishes you, humbles you, and still keeps you coming back for more. You're leading a team of 4 mercenaries through Lovecraftian horrors, where every fight, every corridor, and every decision matters. Combat is simple in concept, column-based turn battles, but brutal in execution. Characters get stressed, develop afflictions, and even die permanently if you're not careful. The tension is constant, but that's exactly why it's so addictive. Every victory feels earned, every loss is a lesson. It's unforgiving, dark, and utterly compelling. If you want a game that keeps you on the edge of your seat while rewarding smart tactics, Darkest Dungeon is a masterpiece of modern turn-based design. Next up, Fire Emblem, Three Houses. Imagine tactical grid combat meets social sim, and you've got one of the most compelling turn-based RPGs of the last decade. You pick a house, teach your students at Garreg Mach Monastery, and then lead them into tactical battles that require serious planning. The depth of progression is staggering. Each character can grow, specialize, and develop relationships that affect combat. Battles demand strategy, and the story reacts to your choices, giving weight to every decision. It balances the intense tactical gameplay with quieter, narrative-driven moments perfectly. By the time the challenge ramps up, you'll feel like you truly earned every victory and connection you made in the game. And now, a real underdog story, Chained at Echoes. Developed by one person over 7 years, this game is a love letter to classic JRPGs, but it's no simple nostalgia trip. With 16-bit visuals, top-down perspective, and combat inspired by classics like Chrono Trigger, it also introduces smart innovations like the overdrive meter. Every attack affects the meter, and keeping it balanced is key to effective combat. Characters grow in noticeable ways. Story arcs are tight and satisfying, and the final levels throw challenges that test everything you've learned. It's pure old-school charm with modern polish and clever mechanics that make it feel fresh, exciting, and truly rewarding for strategy-focused players. Alright, get ready for some galactic turn-based action with Warhammer 40k. Rogue Trader. This isn't just a tabletop adaptation, it's a massive strategic RPG where you play the titular Rogue Trader, a dynastic heir with the freedom to explore, trade, conquer, and basically run your own space empire. Combat is deep. Think XCOM meets Fire Emblem, but way more complex. Every companion, every ability, every decision matters. Characters grow into powerhouse roles, and the tactical options feel endless. The story, epic, branching, and full of consequences that make you actually care about the choices you make. If you're looking for a game where strategy, story, and replayability collide, Rogue Trader is an absolute must-play. You'll lose track of time in this one, trust me. And finally, the one that shocked the gaming world, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Nobody expected it, yet it delivered a record-setting gaudy experience. Critics and players alike were blown away, but here's the kicker, it still lives up to the hype. Combat innovates on traditional turn-based systems. Each character has unique mechanics and stances, plus pectos that act as buffs or combat modifiers. And the parry system, totally Sekiro style, making every turn feel present and exciting. No more sitting around waiting, it's fast, smart, and constantly engaging. From start to finish, Clair Obscur delivers intense strategy, clever mechanics, and a story that grips you the whole way. It's the perfect example of a modern, flawless, turn-based RPG that every fan needs to experience. And there you have it, 10 flawless turn-based RPGs from the last 10 years that you absolutely can't miss. From the stylish streets of Persona 5 Royal to the absurd chaos of Like a Dragon and the galactic empire building of Rogue Trader, these games prove that turn-based combat is alive and stronger than ever. Now it's your turn. What's your favorite turn-based RPG of the last decade? Drop it in the comments. I want to see who else is as obsessed as I am. If you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic gaming lists, hidden gems, and RPG deep dives every single week. Until next time, game on!